In 2016, media reports revealed that Facebook tools allowed advertisers to exclude racial groups such as blacks or Hispanics from seeing their ads. That prompted the National Fair Housing Alliance to test those advertising tools.
You could essentially target your housing ad to only be seen on the basis of some racial demographics or other gender demographics to exclude certain communities entirely. We launched what would have been potentially discriminatory ads to identify how the platform operated and use that as evidence in a lawsuit against Facebook.
In June, the U.S. Department of Justice secured a settlement agreement with Facebook's parent company, Meta. Meta will stop using an advertising tool for housing ads known as Special Ad Audience and develop a new system to address racial and other disparities caused by its personalization algorithms.
People think of Facebook as a kind of social media network, but at its core, it's the largest advertising company in the history of the world. And it uses that power to monetize the advertisements. And it's a powerful step for platforms that may have impacts on our housing and credit employment markets.
In a statement, Meta announced it was phasing out its Special Ad Audiences tool. It's building what it calls a variance reduction system, designed to make sure the audience that ends up seeing a housing ad more closely reflects the eligible targeted audience for that ad. It will use machine learning to try and solve what the DOJ referred to as algorithmic bias.
We've known for a long time we can't trust Facebook to be responsible with data. I mean, that they've got a history here, and it's a bad one. The issue is they're very focused on whatever makes them the most money. Mark Zuckerberg is effectively the king of Facebook. He set himself up so he can't be removed. Unless Facebook changes their organizational structure so its board can do its job, then the government has to do the job of the board, and that means constant vigilance and constant oversight.
We do have concern that other tech entities that are involved in using big data in advertising or in other interfaces that may impact areas protected by civil rights may be perpetrating practices that sustain segregation, and we are engaged in investigations.
As for the settlement with Meta, the company has until December to develop a new system for housing ads. If the DOJ concludes that system does not adequately address discriminatory disparities, the settlement agreement will be terminated and the U.S. government will bring Meta back into federal court. Mark New, CGTN, Menlo Park, California.